Vegas Aces is going to try to stop Kelsey Mitchell, because from what I just saw, they had no answer for her. Kirsten Bell lined right up, smacked. Jackie Young stepped right up, torched. Chelsea Gray torched. Jewel Lloyd torched. Nobody could hang with Kelsey Mitchell as she goes off.
Kelsey Mitchell just flipped the script on the Las Vegas Aces with a surgical 89-73 dismantling so bad you won't believe how Caitlin Clark responds. No Caitlin Clark, no Sophie Cunningham, no mercy. Kelsey Mitchell torched the reigning champs for 34, turning Aja Wilson's MVP coronation into a footnote, on Vegas soil no less. The underdogs didn't just win, they exposed the dynasty's soft underbelly, stealing home court and leaving Sin City stunned. How did Mitchell do it?
We are in Las Vegas, Nevada, game one of the best-of-5 semifinal series between Las Vegas and the Indiana Fever, and it is official. For the first time, we have a four-time winner of the MVP award. It is Aja Wilson, presented with the hardware before this game.
The Fever are the 6th seed, a ragtag squad that's lost 5 rotation players to injuries, including Clark's groin tweak since July and Cunningham's MCL tear in August. Vegas opened as 9-point favorites, but that's just the beginning. The Fever come out swinging like they've got nothing to lose, which, frankly, they don't. Mitchell wastes 0 time. She buries a mid-range jumper off a Naylissa Smith screen, then snakes baseline for a teardrop layup against Cheyenne Parker-Tyus. By the 4:23 mark of the first, Indiana's up 15-8, forcing Aces coach Becky Hammon into an early huddle. The crowd, 8,500 strong, decked in black and gold, murmurs as Wilson, in her vintage Nike tracksuit pre-game drip, finally checks in. But here's where it gets even crazier. Aaliyah Boston, the 6'5 South Carolina product and 2023 Rookie of the Year, draws the assignment. Boston's no slouch. 15.5 points, 9.2 rebounds this year, but she's been dinged by ankle tweaks. Today, she's a wall.
Amy Potter tosses the ball in the air. The ball is tipped, and we are underway. Austin left post, and she banks it in. Bow, bow, bow to begin. 2-0 Indiana through 20 seconds. Bell passes to Howard on the baseline. Shot fake. She attacks, and Tosh puts it in off the window. 6-3 Fever. Howard gets it right wing, shovels it off. Mitchell, rise and fire.
Look, in a league where one hot quarter can rewrite narratives, Kelsey Mitchell didn't just play hot, she incinerated the Las Vegas Aces' best-laid plans. Sunday's 89-73 upset in Game 1 of the WNBA semifinals wasn't some fluke. It was Mitchell conducting a clinic on their home floor, dropping a playoff career-high 34 points that felt like a quiet declaration of war. No Caitlin Clark on the court, no problem. Mitchell stepped into the vacuum like she'd been waiting her whole career for this spotlight. And her teammates, they're not just impressed, they're straight up gushing, turning post-game scrums into a Kelsey love fest that had even the injured reserves heckling her for more trash talk. But that's just the beginning. Let's break down how she dismantled the defending champs, bucket by bucket, and why the Fever's inner circle can't stop raving.
Time out. Becky Hammon, Mitchell, MVP finalist, uncorks and puts it in.
Start with the numbers, because they don't lie, and Mitchell's box score reads like a highlight reel on steroids. She finished 1-2 of 2-3 from the field, 52.2% efficient as hell for a volume scorer, splashing 4 of 6 from deep and going a perfect 6 of 6 at the line. That's 34 points in 34 minutes, with 3 assists and 2 steals sprinkled in. No turnovers to muddy the masterpiece. For context, this wasn't just her best playoff outing. It's the second most points in Fever postseason history, trailing only Tamika Catching's 37 from back in 2009. She became the first Fever player to drop 30-plus in the playoffs since Shavonte Zalous in the 2012 finals, and get this, the most by any WNBA player in their first ever semifinal game. Mitchell entered, averaging 26 points per game this postseason, tied with Aja Wilson for the league lead, and she cranked it up, scoring 17 inches the first half alone to set the tone. By the third quarter, she had 25, including a dagger 3 that pushed the lead to 14 and left the Michelob Ultra Arena crowd usually electric for the Aces muttering in disbelief. Is Mitchell overplaying her hand here?
Buckets, 3-level score, scoring from the inside, mid-range, and from the outside. Money Mitch did it all tonight.
But here's where it gets even crazier. Mitchell didn't just pad stats against soft coverage. The Aces, fresh off a first-round series win and riding a 12-game home winning streak, threw everything at her switches with Jackie Young, traps from Chelsea Gray, even some help from Wilson's length. Nada. She feasted on mismatches, curling off screens for mid-range pull-ups that kissed the iron just right, or rising over contests for those silky step-backs. Early on, she hit a teardrop floater over Cheyenne Parker-Tyus, then buried a 28-footer over Young that had ESPN's broadcast crew pausing mid-sentence. The Aces had no answer for Mitchell, regardless of who drew the defensive assignment.
The foul line, pick and roll, Howard scores! Ram right, a dime from Kels.
Aces coach Becky Hammond, never one to mince words, admitted, "Clearly, we had no answer for Mitchell. Couldn't even attempt to slow her down a little bit. Dry humor from the losing side?" Hammond later joked it felt like Mitchell made every single freaking shot, which, let's be real, wasn't far off. Her rhythm was so locked in that even the friendly bounces seemed scripted.
Mitchell, pulled by, and the bucket with the left hand on the right side. Mitchell's got it at the foul line. Leaner, back of the iron, bounces and goes through.
What elevated this from great to legendary was how Mitchell's scoring greased the wheels for everyone else. The Fever shot 50% from the floor as a team, 3-4 of 6-8, their best in any playoff game this century, and forced 15 Aces turnovers worth 22 points. Her 17 first-half points built a 33-31 halftime edge, but the third quarter, that's when she torched for 14 more, capping an 11-0 run with a pull-up that buried Vegas's comeback hopes. Without Clark's gravity pulling defenders, Mitchell became the offense's North Star, drawing doubles that sprung Aaliyah Boston for lobs and Natasha Howard for cuts. One sequence in the second, Mitchell pump fakes a handoff with Odyssey Sims, drives baseline, and kicks to Howard for an and-one dunk that rattled the rim and the Aces' confidence.
Mitchell teardrops one in.
As Wilson on her gets fire and lays it in left side.
Sims, they gave her just that space and she took it.
Sims at the foul line, lets it fly again and hits it again.
Odyssey Sims is feeling it.
That pull-up is cooking. Once Chelsea Gray gets on a heater, it could spell trouble for the opponent.
Yes! And the foul!
You won't believe what happens next, though, because amid all this dominance, the real magic unfolded off the court, where the Fever's bench mob turned into a Kelsey Mitchell fan club. Clark, sidelined in street clothes with her knee brace but cheering louder than anyone, led the charge. Her post-game tweet, a simple two-word thunderbolt: Kelsey, unreal. It hit social media like a logo 3, racking up over 500,000 likes by midnight and sparking a wave of unreal memes across Fever Nation. Clark doubled down in the scrum, her voice cracking with that genuine awe. Seeing Kels go off, that's the heart of this team. We're deeper than people think. Clark's not threatened. She's turning her injury into fuel for the collective. That's the spirit, isn't it?
Oh boy. What do you do about that? How fun is Kelsey Mitchell to watch play the game of basketball?
Left her out of Turner screen, lets it fly. Good!
Oh, Boston just faked Wilson out of her shoes to get the basket.
Acrobatic pass to Turner, who catches and scores in the air!
Mitchell, come on.
And Clark wasn't alone. The whole squad piled on, turning what could have been a tense, injury-riddled huddle into pure celebration. Sophie Cunningham, fresh off her own MCL surgery and parked next to Clark on the bench, cracked wise during Mitchell's presser. Kels is up to 25 points so far. How fun is Kelsey Mitchell to watch playing the game of basketball? Cunningham later texted Mitchell a string of eggplant and flame emojis, dubbing her the silent assassin for that understated killer instinct. Odyssey Sims, who dropped 17 of her own but played second fiddle, pulled no punches. Kelsey's rhythm, untouchable. She made it look easy, but we all know how hard she works. Even Lexi Hull, who notched a game-high plus 24 inches limited minutes, chimed in on the team bus ride home. Watching her hit those step backs, it's like poetry. Makes my job easy, just crash the boards and celebrate.
2 more wins. 2 more wins. And the Indiana Fever is headed to the WNBA Finals. Let that sink in for a second. The Indiana Fever only need to win 2 more games, and they will be in the WNBA Finals. And they stole the first of 3 today against the Las Vegas Aces, beating them 89-73.
Mitchell's excellence isn't just about the buckets, it's the quiet leadership that's got her teammates evangelizing. In a season where the Fever lost 5 rotation players to injuries, including Clark's 13-game absence, Mitchell didn't sulk. She elevated. She cracked her first All-Star nod, finished 5th in MVP voting with 93 points, and became the first Fever guard to average 20-plus for a full season 20.2 PPG, 50-40-90 shooting splits. Kelsey's the glue, Howard said, fresh off her double-double. She scores, but she lifts us all. Dry humor from the group chat leaks. One teammate joked post-win, if MVP was for most valuable teammate, Kel sweeps. It's that camaraderie, the gushing, the ribbing that's turned a banged-up squad into semis contenders. But here's what they're not telling you. This performance was Mitchell's long-brewing arrival. Drafted no. 2 overall in 2018 out of Ohio State, she endured 4 straight seasons of 6-win Fever squads, grinding through trades and tweaks without complaint. I dealt with losing early. She reflected Monday, voice steady as ever. Now, at 29, she's the vet schooling the stars, her understated demeanor masking a fire that teammates can't stop hyping. Even rivals nodded. Wilson, held to 16 on 6 of 2-2, texted congrats. You got me today, sis. See you game 2.
A very convincing win for the Indiana Fever at the Aces in Las Vegas on their home court with their home referees. The Indiana Fever pulled off this victory, and I feel like I'm one of the only people, or at least aside from the mainstream media, who truly thinks that the Indiana Fever can pull this off. Do you remember a couple days ago on ESPN, they were saying like the chances that the teams had to make it to the finals or to win a championship, and it was 5 teams: Lynx, the Aces, Mercury, the Liberty, and the Indiana Fever. And they had the Indiana Fever as the lowest chances of winning the WNBA finals.
Stick around, because this next part is huge. As the series shifts to Indy for Game 3 after Vegas evens it, Mitchell's not coasting. She's already in the gym, dissecting film, while her crew keeps the praise rolling. Clark promising a courtside Kelsey Unreal sign, Cunningham plotting Enforcer X-Assassin merch. In a playoffs full of flash, Mitchell's excellence is the steady burn. Efficient, unflashy, utterly devastating. And the gushing? It's not hype, it's family. The kind that wins banners. Trust me, you're going to want to hear this if Game 1 was her solo. The encore's got the whole band. She finishes 1, 2 of 2, 3, 4 of 6 from 3, 6 of 6 at the line. She had this to say post-game.
It's a 5-game series for a reason. You see this team again on Tuesday. What are some things that have to be carried over for the collective?
Defensive mindset always has to be the focus. You're playing one against this offensive team that they have. They're great for a reason, and so we got to be locked in. And you can only look at today for what it is for the rest of the day, and then you got to turn the page. So,
always appreciate the time, Kelsey. Thank you and congrats.
Appreciate you guys.
Final horn, 89-73. Mitchell's 34 is a playoff career high, second most in Fever postseason history behind Tamika Catching's 37 inches, 2009. The Indiana Fever are 2 wins away from the WNBA Finals. Do you think they can pull this off? Let's know what you think in the comments section below.
Respect everyone, fear no one. Woo! Sounds in the chat!
That's one.
That's big time. That's big time right there.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates. Stay tuned.